Welcome to Authentic and Unafraid, the podcast. Today's topic, the power of reinventing yourself. Now, there are a few things that I like more than a good reinvention of self. Whether that's coming from a big move, weight loss, letting go of or starting a new relationship, or simply deciding to try new activities. Self-reinvention is critical in life. Life would be so dull if we only ate apples. Knowing that there are so many choices in life, should we limit ourselves to the same existence until the day we die? So let's talk about the fact that there are so many options and how limiting ourselves to simple routines just kind of like defeats life in general. I think that, life should be lived abundantly. And yes, we have to work hard and, there's things that we have to take care of. And, there's so many things that we have to do on a daily basis just to survive, right? But what about the thriving part? When do we get to live our best life? I don't think that working hard and playing hard and loving hard and just being a whole person, I don't think that these are far-fetched things. I was listening to someone share a story, and I just kept feeling like it was reminiscent of there's a mentality that I think some people have, and I find that it's often generally older people, like our grandparents or maybe even our great grandparents, depending on how old you are. But it's like, I'll wait until I can be rewarded in heaven. But I don't agree with that. I think, why can't I have both? Can I have my rewards on earth and get my rewards in heaven? That's the mindset that I want to operate from. So I just think that we should do the things that we need to do to become the people that we want to be, to have the type of life that we want to have. I think we should put those plans into action and do those things so that we can live an abundant life. I don't think that we have to wait till we become, someone's idea of what retirement age is to be living our best life. Life shouldn't be just work, work, work. I think we need to put effort into how we want to represent our highest self, what that looks like. So I started earlier with talking about how life would be so dull if we only ate apples, right? Well, if you only ever knew that there were apples, then it wouldn't matter. But we know that there's so many other things out there. There's oranges, there's bananas and strawberries and mangoes and all different types of things. So I kind of feel like if you look at that and you think about life, you don't just have to be this one thing. It's interesting to me that over time I would see, people I knew attend college and, thinking in their head that, I'm going to be this social worker or I'm going to be this attorney. And then they decide 10, 20 years later that they want to do something more. 50 years ago, that was unheard of. You were talked about. You were ridiculed for leaving a good company or a well-meaning career and to go do something different. People often said, well, they're having a midlife crisis. And I think that's what occurs. You get to a point in life and you ask yourself, is there more? So the answer is yes. There's more. People are ready to change. They're ready to embrace a different lifestyle, a different concept of what that looks like. And I'm all here for it. I think we need more of that. I think we need to allow people to be free to make these choices and not live inside of a box. So how do we do that? I think there's a lot of thought we need to put into it. maybe a little research we need to put into it, some long conversations we need to have with people, especially if your vision for your life impacts other people. If you have that you're responsible for, obviously you need to consider what that will look like for your family. Then we need to envision and plan, right? Vision boarding is so helpful for this. I haven't done a vision board in a long time. I'm ready to do another one. And I think I kind of need it right now because even I'm at a point where I'm ready to do something different. For the past few years, I've been thinking about things and planning things and making these changes, but I think I've been kind of like testing the waters on like where I want to be in this world and the things that excite me and the things that I want to do and new goals that I want to set for myself. Well, I think that's going to come with a lot of change. So, we have to be in a mind state where we're looking at it. We're looking at what does that look like on a daily basis? How would I feel doing these things? Where is it that I'm supposed to be? And we need to make our plans. Then, of course, we can't stay in the planning stage forever. We have to take action. We have to make the leap. It's great to have our daydreams and, lay in bed at night or first thing in the morning and you wonder what this new and different lifestyle could look like. But if you want it, you have to go out and get it. It's not enough to just daydream. It's not enough to just spend years and years making plans. I don't even think it's a good idea to say, 5 years down the road, I'm going to be doing X, Y, Z. I don't even like making plans like that. For me, things change in the 5 years. Like I like a good 1 year plan maybe. To me, that's a little bit more simple, but everybody's different, to each his own. The biggest thing though is taking the action. So even if you do have a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan, are you taking legitimate actions that are going to get you there? I think that's the thing that we need to consider. So what holds people back? Fear, for sure, is the number one thing, like our fears. And this is what I'm talking about when I say like having a really long-term plan or, 5 years from now I'm going to do this and you're not taking actions on a regular basis. It's kind of like when you set it so far off, you give yourself the opportunity to not take action. And a lot of time that inaction is a result of fear. So we have to figure out what we're fearful of, why is it holding us back, and work on conquering that fear so we can move forward. And just know that the dreams that we set for ourselves, there's a reason, like there's a God-given reason that we have this in our mind, that this is what our life should be. There's a reason that this seed was planted, and I believe it's because you have the wherewithal to make it happen for yourself. And I think that once you start visualizing it, once you start mentally planning and writing things down as well, I think everything will start to, work in your favor. And you'll start to see areas of opportunity that you didn't see before. And you'll meet people and, who can pass on information and share knowledge and assist you in your goals. So this is just something I find that has unfolded in my life. And I believe that many of you who might be listening have experienced the same thing. You start to see this awakening and unfolding, and everything is prompting you in the direction of your goal and your dream. So it's not far-fetched that we can have the things that we desire. Reinvention first starts with an idea. And when you get this idea that you want to do something different, you want to be someone different, you want to be a better person than you were yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. This is completely achievable. You can totally reinvent yourself. You can start on your journey and, don't wait. There's a reason you're having these thoughts about making changes. If everything is positive, then why not start working? If these are positive thoughts and positive goals and positive dreams, then just put one foot in front of the other and start working on your journey. I would love to hear if you have recently taken a journey of self-discovery or reinvention, or if you're planning one. I'd love to hear that. So please like and subscribe and share in your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time.